I'm conducting an experiment, reading TikTok's top book picks. For the most part of 2024, I've seen multiple TikTokers recommend these same books over and over again. I don't know if I believe them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the books and we'll see if they live up to the hype. My name is Raquel. Welcome and welcome back. So, I'm going to show you the books that I'm going to be reading. And once I've read them, I'll come back and give you a review, letting you know if they are in fact worth the hype. So, we're going to start out with The Marriage Favor, which is by Siobhan Latrice. Now, mind you, I don't know what any of these books are about, so I'm going to be reading the synopsis and we'll find out together what they're about. So, The Marriage Favor is, let's see. So, it says, one day Larissa Compton caught her husband in a rather compromising position, changed her life in a way that she nor her sons ever saw coming. Realizing too late that divorcing him would cause a domino effect of turmoil, she is now forced into an uncomfortable life that she can't seem to stay afloat in. With her eldest son acting out and a non existent ex husband, Larissa feels things can't get any worse. That's until her ex betrays her and their son in a way that leaves her in need like never before. It seems she just can't catch a break until she meets him. Prime, a professional gangster and the heir to a historically black financial institution, is the man to see in Los Angeles, and especially Crenshaw, a neighborhood in South Central, and also the place Larissa now calls home. He has money, means, wisdom, bravado, and handsome looks to go with it. The only thing missing is that one woman in his life, despite the fact that he's in a relationship with his child's mother, Nori. When he literally breaks into Larissa's home, he's faced with an attraction that he can't quite get over, and when he learns she needs saving in some of in the name of holy matrimony, he is all too willing to be that savior. Having endured, then beat a life threatening illness, Payne finds leaving Larissa on the table in favor of Nori wouldn't be taking advantage of his second chance at life. So while Larissa is in it for the assistance, Prime is out to convince his betrothed that there is no better man for her than him. But what happens when the woman he's risking it all for turns out not to be the woman he thought she was? And what will happen when Prime's trail of broken hearts leads to turbulence and tragedy for Larissa? Find out in this tale of love, betrayal, secrets, and intrigue, and what happens when a woman goes from a man of God to a man of God in the streets. It sounds really good. Okay. Miss Siobhan Latrice, I guess we shall see. And then we have, let's see, we have Tempted by Danger, which is by India Carter. Um, these books, I mean, I have been seeing these books all of 2024. So this one is called A Danger Family Book. I believe there are 3 books in this series and 6 in the other one, and the Siobhan Latrice. There's 6 books to that. I'm only going to read one unless it's so good I can't not read 2. But I'm just looking forward to reading one in each series to see if it's worth it. If it's worth it to move on if they have multiple books. But we'll find out. So Tempted by Danger says, rule number 1, no fraternizing. That was the main rule you had to follow if you wanted to stay employed at Danger Inc. For 4 years, Damon Danger never worried about breaking the rule until the day his new assistant, Quincy Everly, walked into his office, withstanding Damon's tactics to make her quit. He realized that neither Quincy nor his intrusive thoughts were going anywhere anytime soon. It sounds all right. It doesn't really, you know, it isn't really doesn't sound really intriguing to me, but it doesn't mean it's a good book. It just means that it just doesn't sound that good to me. So, the next book is by Mal Dahl, Mldau. Okay. And I don't know if this is a um particularly popular book by her. I do know that her books are really popular. I've read Mega Man. It was cool. Um but I think the one that's really, really popular right now, or as far as I can see, is called Naughty Fan. And I believe it's an erotica, but I don't really have any interest in the erotica. So I am going to read My Choice Is You. And that is one of the reasons why I've never really taken TikTok's recommendations, is because they put so much emphasis on the spice. And so for me, I don't mind the spice, but I'm looking for a really, really good story. So My Choice Is You by Mal Daw. It says, Covina Hurley has lived a privileged life as the daughter of a retired Major League Baseball player. With privilege comes shelter, and with shelter comes ignorance to many life experiences. When she makes the choice to open herself up to new experiences, she never thought that love would be one of them. Will her new experience be damaging to who she is as a person, or will it grow her in ways that she never thought possible? Or will it do both? Jasper Chance is not willing to take a chance on love. The only love he has is for his friends, family, and business. He's made the choice to live his life how he sees fit without having to answer to anyone. He's made his choice, but his heart wants to make another. Will the heart's choice outweigh his, or will both choices eventually align to provide a happiness he didn't realize he wanted? Uh, there's a lesson to be learned about choices. Will Covina and Jasper give in to the choice in front of them for love, or will the mind outweigh the heart? Find out in My Choice Is You. It's Brianna Dene. So she's got this series, and let's see. The series is called the Evermore series. It says there's 2 books, but I believe a third one just came out, if I'm not mistaken. I did look at this a little bit earlier. Her books are super popular. I tried to read one of her books called, what is this book called? I can't hardly see it. I'm having a hard time seeing what it says. Keep You to Myself. So I read maybe about 2 or 3 chapters with that. It was nothing wrong with the book. It was just kind of slow. So, of course, I DNF'd it. And just to let you know, I will not be DNFing any of these books, no matter how much I don't like it, because the fair thing to do would be to read the entire book in order to let you know if it was, in fact, a good read. So there's no DNFs going on. Anyway, so the book by Brianne Deney is called this is book number 2. I'm sorry, give me just a sec. Let me get to book number 1. Okay. Book number 1 is called Heat of the Moment. And it says, fueled by her impulsive desire to create a memorable night, Siobhan approaches the finest man in the club. Boldly, she introduces herself to Zaire, confident he won't reject her. And he doesn't. Instead, he exceeds her expectation, making it clear that a mere one night stand was just the beginning for them and the least she could have asked for. With Zaire, Siobhan realizes that she means much more to him than a fleeting, passionate encounter. Note, Heat of the Moment is book one in the Evermore series and does not include a cliffhanger. Oh, so that's pretty cool. So, I can read this one book and be okay with the one book. There are no cliffhangers. Hopefully, it's good enough to read the other one because it's fairly short. This book is only 119 pages. So, if it's really, really good, I wouldn't mind reading book 2 and 3 if there is a 3. Yep, there is a 3. Book 1, Heat of the Moment. Book 2, Here with You Forever. And book 3, Fate of Our Future. So, yeah, 119 pages is a fairly short book. I could get through that with no problem. And then we have L. Kaysen. So the popular book with L. Kaysen is Demon's Dream. I have absolutely no desire to read Demon's Dream. Honestly, I did actually start Demon's Dream when it first came out. It was I don't know. I don't think it's anything. I don't think there's really anything wrong with the books. I think that I am not in the mood for that book, or like I always say, it's just that the pace is too slow for me in the beginning. I don't mind the book being a slow burn, but I need something that catches my attention when it first starts out. And unfortunately, Demon's Dream did not do that for me. So I stopped reading. I think I probably only read the first chapter. Um, and I just I don't really have a desire to read it. And maybe it's because everybody raves about it. I'm not sure why. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the beauty of. It's called The Beauty of This Street Love. And so this one is super popular too. I did see a couple people talking about this one, although Demon's Dream has really, really, like Demon's Dream has literally been um, talked about everywhere, but I'm just not interested. So we'll do The Beauty of the Street Love. And so let's see. This one says, those who knew the streets those who those who knew the streets in Houston knew one thing for sure. The four brothers of the Kinsley cartel were as crazy as hell. The two oldest, Tremel and Tristan, aka Tree and Trip, might just have been the craziest of all. Crossing any of them could end your life, especially given Tree's unique skill for Murder. No one messed with them until a pair of best friends, Shamar and San, came in and turned Tree and Trip's world upside down. Shamar Parker, a quiet college girl, found herself caught up in the game, given to Tree as collateral. Tree's captive would soon become his lover, and he vowed never to let her go. With an attitude for with an attitude the polar opposites of best friends, Sin Murray stormed into Tripp's life, demanding the return of her friend. In the process, she also stormed into his heart, and Tripp knew he had to lock her down. But the Kinsley old habits died hard, and their lifestyle threatened to push the women they wanted most out of their lives. Can their love survive the streets? Okay, and so this has 3 books, and I have read some El Kaysen before. I've read 7 Minutes to Heaven, which I read not long ago, very shortly ago. I did a review on it. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, if you want to check that out. Um, it's about this game that they played, 7 Minutes to Heaven. It sounds very childish, like 8-year-olds would play it, but these were teenagers playing it. But it was a good read. It was a 2-book series. I liked it. I thought it was super cute. So we're going to find out if TikTok is lying to us or not. And I'm really excited to find out, just because they have been talking about these same books all of 2024. And I went on there now just to see if they were talking about any new books. And it's kind of not any new books. However, we are going to get into these, and I am looking forward to it, looking forward to letting you know what I think. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys are reading these books or have read these books, let me know what you thought. Are they worth it? So I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you soon.